Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to our English session of today. We might have watched one or two classes. Right. Hope you had your lunch and you are a little sleepy. Right. Just get up and listen. It is a story like only, so you'll be a little interested to listen. Before that, I will tell you one story. That a small story, which a small incident from these people, which will help you to improve yourself, right? And I told once that Abraham Lincoln was working in a house of a paneer, a very rich man, to compensate the amount of a book that I told you once. Similarly, another one incident happens in his life. That is, once he got a book from his close friend. His close friend it is. Previously, he got it from his neighbor. Now he got a book from his close friend. And after reading, he just missed the book. He don't know where he has kept it, where he lost it. Anyway, the book is missing. So there was a guilty conscience in his mind. Um, he was feeling very sorry for his action. So with a guilty consciousness, with a guilty feeling, he approached his friend and told him that you has lost the book somewhere. I couldn't make out where I lost it. The friend casually he said, "It's no problem, no problem. If you get it, you bring. Otherwise, no need. You just leave it." But that guilt, no, guilt is with it. Guiltiness is there in his mind. See, again he asked his friend, "I will compensate the book with the price of it. Just, I will just give you the money for the book." But his friend was so particular that I don't want any money for the book. If you get it from somewhere, you give it, otherwise no need, he said. But his mind, there is something is pricking in his mind when he see his, whenever he sees his friend, that I have not given the book back to him. That thought is there, pricking his mind very often. So one day, he again asked, "If you are refusing to get the money from me, you just allot some work to me. I am ready to do it to compensate the money for the book." For that, that friend said, "No need, no need." But his consciousness has not given way for it. So what he did is, he went to his field and worked half day in his field, in his friend's field, to compensate the amount of the book. And after that, he has a great relief from his mind, in his mind, that he has given back the book. At least for the amount of the book, he has worked in his field to compensate his guilt, right? So this type of this character, that is, we should not be a trouble to anyone. We should not be a burden to anyone. Just because of us, somebody else should not be affected. This attitude, all this Abraham Lincoln always had in his mind, right? Now let us come back to our lesson. So these two children, especially the younger one, asked the other to drop him in Polta, which is around 30 kilometers from Verona. And every day, they said, every day we used to go to this Polta in our hired bicycle. And the author, by hearing this, he said, I had already told Luigi he might have the Sunday off in page number 3, second, third paragraph. I had already told Luigi he might have the Sunday off. Usually, I don't have driver on Sunday. I gave off to him. However, I answered, I will drive you out myself. I will take you myself. I will be the driver on that day, tomorrow. There was a pause. There was a little silence. Both this side, from both the sides, they did not talk anything. They were quiet. Niccolo was glaring at his younger brother in vexation in anger, annoyance. With the annoying face, he is looking at him. I told you not to get any help from him, but you asked for it. See, he has no driver. Why you are troubling him? So, with that attitude, he is looking at his brother in annoyance, in an hate, in an anger, not anger. It is, see, you, I have not told you not to. I told him we don't want any help, but now you ask the help. See, he has no driver. That attitude. It won't be any trouble. We could not think of troubling you, sir. Again they said, see, we never thought to trouble you. See, we could see the character of these two small children in this. Not to be a burden to anyone. Should not trouble anyone unnecessarily. This character these two children had. We could not think of troubling you, sir. These are the words of the boys. It won't be any trouble. For that, A.J. Cronin said, it is not a trouble. He bit his lip. Then, in a rather put-out tone, he said, very well. It is not a trouble. Okay, very well. I will come tomorrow. Then following afternoon, we drove to a tiny village set high up on the hillside. Tiny village, a small village. So the next afternoon, we travelled in our car to Polta. It is a small village by the side of a hill. I imagined that our destinations would be some humble dwellings. So as I was driving, I thought that the destination of these two boys will be a small, humble dwelling, living place, a small house maybe. But directed by Jacopo, we drew up at a large red-roofed villa surrounded by a high stone wall. To my surprise, Jacopo directed me to a very big bungalow, a red-roofed house, villa, just like a palace it is, surrounded by a very high stone wall. I could scarcely believe my eyes, and before I could recover breath, my two passengers had leaped from the car. I was looking in wonder. I was really astonished to see that these two boys have such a big house. The other thought that that is their dwelling place, their home actually. But since it is very big, with a very good stone wall around the home, he was really astonished, surprised. And before coming back from this surprise, these boys jumped out of the car, and they started to move. We shall not be long, sir. Perhaps only an hour. We will be back within 1 hour, sir. You have to wait for 1 hour, please. Maybe you would be kind to go to a cafe in the village for a drink. You may feel bored to stay here for 1 hour. You can just go to a nearby cafe and have a cup of tea, coffee. They disappeared beyond the corner of the wall. They did not wait for an answer. You be here, sir. We'll be back within an hour. And they just rode towards that home. They went into the and they were crossing a long distance through the wall. After a few minutes, I followed. I found a gilt side entrance and determinedly rang the bell. So, after a few minutes, I thought The boys asked him to go to the nearby cafe and have a cup of coffee. But I thought, why these children are going? What is the purpose behind this? Because so many times he asked them so many questions, but they did not reveal the identity of it. They did not reveal him why these people are working, these two boys are working from morning till late. When he asked, you are not spending much on food, you are not spending much on dress, they did not say any answer. He asked, do you have a plan to go to America? They said, we have a plan, but now we have some business here. But they did not reveal at any place what is the purpose behind it. Now also they asked the author to stand in one place or to have a cup of coffee for 1 hour, for to wait for 1 hour in that place. But this author automatically has a curiosity to know what is wrong with this boys. What is the problem of this boys? So he, after these children going there, he followed them. He found a grilled side entrance, a small gate, grilled gate, and determinedly, purposely, he rang the bell of that entrance. A pleasant looking woman with a steel rimmed spectacles appeared. One lady with a steel rimmed specs reaches that place, answered the call of the bell. I blinked as I saw that she was dressed in a white uniform of a trained nurse. By seeing her appearance, I could make out that she's a nurse. I just brought two small boys here. The other told the nurse that I came along with the two boys who have just come here. Ah, yes, her face lit up. When the other says that I came along with these two boys, the nurse's face became bright. She opened the door to admit me. She opened the door and said, yes, come. Nicola and Jacopo, I will take you up. You came with the boys, Nicola and Jacopo? Yes, come. I will take you there. She led me through a cool tiled vestibule into a hospital. She took me to the cool tiled lobby of a hospital, veranda of a hospital. For hospital, the villa had become. So that is not their home. From this, we can understand that that is a hospital. Very big bungalow, we said, it is the other thought that is the house of the two children, but it is actually a hospital. At the door of the little cubicle, the nurse passed, put her finger to her lips, and with a smile bade me look through the glass portion. So, at the door of the little cubicle, the nurse stopped. So, she did not go inside. At the entrance, she stopped and just showed the finger and she said, look there. Look through the glass partition. The two boys were seated at the bedside of a girl of about 20 who propped up on pillows, wearing a pretty lace jacket, was listening to their chatter, her eyes soft and tender. So that the other could see these two boys sitting along with a young, beautiful girl wearing a pretty lace jacket, and she was sitting on the cot, propping up on pillows, and they were talking very, very lovingly, affectionately. The other could see these three people there. He do not know who this girl is. The nurse showed that other to look there. One could see at a glance her resemblance to her brothers. So this girl just resembles these two boys. So from that we could understand that maybe that is their sister. A vase of wild flowers stood on her table beside a dish of fruit and several books. And flower vase is there. By the side of it, in a dish, there some fruits are kept, and several books are there by the side of that bed. Won't you go in? The nurse murmured. The nurse thought that this is the person who came along with that. Since the children are very quick, this man will be coming slowly maybe. That is why she asked, won't you go in? Are you not going in? The nurse murmured, Lucia will be pleased to see you. So that girl will be pleased. Lucia is the name of the sister. Lucia will be pleased, very happy to see you there. So you also go and join that meeting, conversation. I shook my head and turned away. I said, no, I'm not going in. I felt I could not bear to intrude upon this happy family party. I feel that I should not interfere in their personal affair. They were very happily, jovially talking with one another. It is a very happy family party. There, it is not correct on my part to thrust my nose in. But at the foot of the staircase, I drew up and begged her to tell me all she know about these boys. So I don't want to go there, but you do one favor to me, do a favor to me that what do you know about these children? Just tell me. He was standing behind a staircase, by the side of the staircase, and asking the girl, that nurse, to tell about these two boys. And now the nurse is going to say about the history of the boys, right? What they are, how they have come here, all these things, right? Now I'll ask you one question. Who did the narrator meet at the outskirts of Verona? The narrator met two little boys selling strawberries at the outskirts of Verona. Why did the driver not approve of the narrator buying fruits from the boys? The driver is not approved of the narrator buying fruits because the boys look shabby and the fruits are not that quality also, right? That is what. Then that foreign words and the meaning of that words which I have taken in that interaction session, that also may come for that test. Who said these words to whom, all these things. Just write the test well. Okay, children, we will continue in the next class. Till then,